If you're a highly sensitive person, then the chances are you probably feel the weight of the world a lot, especially when it comes to the things that other people say. When people throw words around in what can feel like a really reckless manner, not taking into account the effect it has on those around them, it can be really hurtful. Maybe you found yourself upset by a passing comment, a passing remark, or even something that you saw online, whether that's from a partner or a family member or a stranger. And it's completely understandable because words have a way of hitting us where it hurts the most, making us feel vulnerable, exposed, and sometimes even worthless. If you've ever felt this way, know that you are not the only one. We are living in a time when it seems like everyone is walking on eggshells, afraid of what others might say or how they might be perceived. It's as if the world has become a minefield of potential triggers, and we're all just trying to navigate it without getting hurt. We've created this culture where we're constantly bracing ourselves, anticipating the next word or phrase that might send us spiraling. And when that happens, it can feel really overwhelming, like the whole world is out to get us and we're at the mercy of everyone else's opinions. But let's take a moment to step back from that feeling. Let's just breathe and look at this situation from a different perspective. I want you to consider something that might seem really simple but is incredibly powerful. It's a knowing that's changed my life and the lives of many, many others. And that knowing is that words are just sounds. Now, I know that at first that might seem dismissive, especially if or when words have caused you so much pain, whether, like I said before, that's from a partner, a parent, or even a stranger. But stay with me for just a moment. When you break it down, what are words really? They are just vibrations in the air, noises created by the movement of vocal cords carried through the air to your ears. On a purely physical level, that is all they are. But somewhere along the way, we learnt to attach meaning to these sounds. We've been conditioned to interpret them, to assign them value, and to allow them to shape our emotions and our sense of self. If someone said something behind your back or wrote about you in their journal and you never ever found out about it, would it have the power to hurt you? Or if somebody said something hurtful to you in a language that you don't speak, those words would just be noise to you, wouldn't they? They wouldn't have the power to hurt you because they wouldn't carry any meaning for you. It's only when we believe that we understand the words, when we allow them to enter our minds and our hearts, that they begin to truly affect us. Now, I'm not saying that we should just ignore everything people say or pretend that words don't matter. Obviously, we use language to communicate all the time. I'm even using it to convey this message to you. But what if we could approach words with a different mindset? What if instead of immediately absorbing and reacting to the words of others, we could pause and breathe and recognize them for what they are, just sounds. The power of words doesn't come from the sounds themselves as they exit somebody's mouth. It comes from the meaning that we choose to give them. And that's where your power lies. You have the ability to choose how you interpret those sounds. You can decide whether to let them define you, or you can see them as a reflection of the person speaking. When somebody says something hurtful, it says more about them than it does you. It reflects their pain, their insecurities, or their need to control. But none of that has to become your experience. Happiness and peace, they come from within. They are your natural state. When you realise that you're not at the mercy of other people's words, that those sounds don't have the power to change who you are and how you experience the world unless you give them that power, then you get to reclaim your strength. You begin to see that you're the only person who can truly affect your inner peace. And this doesn't mean that you won't feel hurt or challenged at times. We're all human and we will all experience triggers throughout our lifetime. But by understanding that those words are just sounds, you get to take back that control and decide what they mean and how they affect you. This opens up an entire world of freedom, where you no longer have to be a victim at the mercy of somebody else's triggers. You get to decide if you feel happy and peaceful or not. The world might be noisy, but your peace, your true unshakable peace, starts within you, untouched by the noise.